How's it going, guys? So, believe it or not, these Zildjian L80 cymbals I've had for the last 6 years. And they've served me very, very well. So I'll go into what I think of them 6 years after I've purchased them. And so a couple of things that you may need to know. And all in all, they've been extremely, extremely good. This particular set that I have here is the LV348, and that the different sets are pretty much the sizes, and that's one of the big things. You've got to realize and know how it really feels when you're playing behind smaller cymbals that you'd be usually playing. The set we have here, 13-inch hi-hats, not a big deal. Not much difference between 13 inches and 14 inches in terms of how it feels. But up here we have the crash, and that's 14 inches. So that's a big difference. Like for me, I'm used to playing an 18-inch crash. That's the lowest I go crash-wise on my kit that I play live. So that's a little bit weird, but we'll get back to that in a minute. And then we have the ride here. This is the crash ride, which is coming in 18 inches, but that's brilliant. I can't fault the ride, how it feels. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, I've done a full review on these. I'll leave the card up in the corner there. You can click into it and it goes through it in a little bit more details. But after the 6 years, there's been no damage at all, and I hit them pretty hard. They haven't changed. They're quite strong. There's been no difference. The only thing that will change is, and it's kind of understandable because after 6 years, is you can see there, you see the way there's little dots here and there. And it's just simply where the paint, whatever material they have on it that makes it look gold, that's just kind of chipped off. And the funny thing is, it's mainly happened to this one, the 14-inch, that I don't use that often. I think maybe because it's been in storage with the cymbals that I just pick and choose from, so maybe they've been rubbing off it or something like that. But I've noticed it more on that 14-inch than I have noticed it here, even though you can see a few little bits on the 18-inch. And hardly, not that I think of it, there's not much on the hi-hat at all. So that's the only thing that I've noticed, which is completely understandable for something that's 6 years old. But the main thing is that nothing has happened, because a lot of people, when I picked them up, were commenting in the review I've done and said, "Oh, that they will break." They've never broken. They've been really, really, really solid, and they've kept the same feel. In terms of each one, the hi-hat is amazing. So we have a 13-inch hi-hat here. The sound, be hitting it and you're not going to annoy people. Like I said, we're in an apartment here. Over there there's somebody. At the back of me there's somebody. There's the apartment upstairs, and in terms of the feel, it feels exactly like you're hitting a cymbal, exactly like you're hitting a normal hi-hat. The only difference is they're way quieter. The one problem I have is this one, just simply because it doesn't feel like a crash. So when I'm hitting it, sound-wise, it's amazing, It's very quick, it's not loud at all, but 14 inches, it just doesn't feel like I'm hitting a crash. There's something missing in it. So you might need to go for the set above, where you'll be able to get a 14-inch hi-hat and 16-inch and maybe a 20-inch crash ride. Now, in terms of this one, which is an 18-inch crash ride, it's excellent. It's really excellent. The feel that you get off it, in terms of, like, if you're playing jazz, that feels exactly like I'm playing an 18-inch ride. Playing through it, again, it's not loud, obviously, because it's a low volume cymbal. You get a small little bit that sounds like a bell, but it's but the feel is there. It may not exactly sound perfectly like a bell, but it's a really, really solid cymbal. And in terms of its size and its strength and how it feels, this feels exactly like you're playing a ride. This feels like you're playing a hi-hat. This one just doesn't feel right to me, probably because I'm used to playing 18-inch rides or 18-inch crashes up there. So all in all, pick them up. They're not going to let you down. They're excellent, excellent cymbals. 6 years later, very, very happy with them. The small little bit of paint or whatever material that's coming off them, that's it. And that's to be expected. So I picked these up for just over the €200, be around the same in dollars. I may as well tell you that's a Pearl Rhythm Traveler. You can't buy them anymore because I know people are going to be asking me in the comment section. So that's a Rhythm Traveler with a separate snare drum because the snare drum on the Traveler was terrible. But that's how the L80s have been holding up. But yes, don't hesitate, pull the trigger, they're worth the money. They're excellent, excellent. So I hope this helped. Let me know down in the comment sections if you have any questions. Make sure, if you want to see a full review, check out my full review. I do a pretty good job of it. It was 6 years ago. And so you can get a real in-depth look at each cymbal. So until next week, guys, take it easy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Guys, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you like what you've seen here today, you can see a lot more videos. Just click on any of them here on the screen.